Welcome to Everything is Traumatic, where humor meets heartache. In this space, we get real about trauma, mental health, and the wild ways we cope. A quick heads up, the topics discussed here can be intense, and we often take a darkly comedic approach to tough subjects. If you're navigating your own mental health journey, please listen with care. So get into your safe spaces, take a deep breath, and enjoy the show.
Oh, okay, we're diving in here. Gotcha. Guys, you remember God fucking damn it, Jeff. You said let's jump into this.
Not my fault.
I was about
Not my fault.
I was about to introduce everything and you just stepped on my toe verbally.
I'm sorry. I'm going to be quiet for a second.
Fucking A. Okay. Well, guys, it's been a week since we've been in, it's been a couple of weeks since we've been into 2025 now. And it's been exactly 1 week since, the Fuhrer has been in. I don't know. I don't want to say his fucking name. I guess we should.
Since Mein Cunt has been in office.
Mein Cunt.
Jabba the Trump.
Jabba the Trump. It's been 1 week and he's been a busy little waddly fucking slug. So
a busy boy.
So we're gonna touch on some of those things. Go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah,
take it away.
One of the people he pardoned, I'm not that upset about.
Was it the Silk Road guy?
Yeah, that's a very odd pardon. But I sort of feel like he got set up. He got obviously he was selling drugs, and then he was going to hire somebody to kill somebody. But I think he got entrapped, sort of.
Okay. Here's the thing. Here's my thing. Because I personally don't care that he pardoned the Silk Road guy. What I care about is the hypocrisy of we're going to give the death penalty to drug dealers, but I'm going to also pardon someone who went to jail for life for dealing drugs.
Yeah, who sold arguably.
Yeah, he basically did the Underground Railroad of drugs. So, yeah.
Wait. What do you mean? Elaborate, Jeff. Hold on. I want to follow this.
One of them was getting people to safety, but he did do the black market drug thing. So, the Underground Railroad, just the underground market,
right.
Black market for drugs on the dark web.
Yeah. So that's what you mean. It's the underground market.
Underground Railroad was not the correct.
I was like,
we can't compare slavery.
He got the drugs
yeah.
from where they were not being given to people that could utilize them. Freedom. He made the drugs free.
He freed the drugs. Okay.
Yeah, that's more of my thing is the hypocrisy of that. But fuck it. Let the guy let him out, I guess. I don't know.
I wish you'd pardon all the drug people. It's just crazy. All non-violent drug offenders should be pardoned.
I concur.
For my belief.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We need to clean out the jails. That's the only thing about these mass pardons that either side do is that we need to clean out the jails. So, I don't love that all the whatever violent people, but we just don't need so many people in jail.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's the only good thing. That's the positive. That's the bright side of this week, that we got some people out of jail.
Fair enough.
He also if we're let's do this. Let's look at the
talk
positive.
About the high points.
Let's talk about the high points. That's a high point. He let go of the Silk Road guy. He pardoned the Silk Road guy,
and we cleaned out some jail beds. So that's off the taxpayers.
Well, let's revisit that here in a second.
Okay.
He also declassified some JFK files and the Martin Luther King Jr. files.
Wait for those.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll finally figure out what happened with Kennedy.
I just want to know if Bush did 9/11.
I don't think he's declassified. He should. That
I think
would have
he's
been
headed
one.
toward it. Shortly.
I'm declassifying the 9/11
Can you
files.
imagine? Can you imagine?
I don't think they can declassify those yet. Isn't there a time, like a time limit before stuff?
I think South Park law is like 26.8 years before it's allowed to be funny, so surely it's something like that.
Yeah, South Park is like the canary in the mine. If they release it and it's not like terrible, then they'll like, okay, so we'll really release it in a couple of years.
Okay, so it tested well in South Park. So let's show them the actual
so we got
thing
the
happening.
release of information. The Silk Road guy. Silk Road will be up and running again soon, so that's good news.
That's good because we're gonna fucking need them, man. We're gonna need all. Yeah,
we're gonna need
the country's gonna need as many drugs as possible.
Yeah, we're gonna need some drugs mailed to us, definitely.
I think we're gonna see an uprise in like hallucinogenics.
Yeah,
I think people are like, you know what, this world ain't it. Let's go visit a different dimension.
I was talking to my wife, and like, I don't like this guy, but at least he's an adult. Marco Rubio was confirmed unanimously. So, I mean, at least he's an adult that is working in the government. And so, like, that's good that you have an adult, serious person, even though I don't really care for him.
Yeah.
I think that unanimously means that the people in the Senate think he's, like, going to be at least not insane like some of the other people.
Yeah, every ensemble cast needs a straight man in there between all the bad shit.
Yeah, he's the straight man.
Between all the Nazis and sex criminals in office. Yeah. There needs to be there needs to be someone who can talk to the cops.
Yeah. I'm wondering if Trump shot his load really too early. He did so much on his first day or two.
He's been busy.
That maybe the whole idea of like he just threw out everything he had.
I mean, we're looking at just like immigration things. He made a national emergency on our immigration. He stopped all those visas of people coming in.
Oh God, those poor people.
Yeah.
Oh, that was awful.
Questioning the birthright citizenship. Now, one of the things I have read, I don't know if this is confirmed, but they're looking at like the authenticity of Native American birthright citizenship as well, which is bananas. That's I don't know how else I can. I hope that is true.
I think we're seeing the insanity of what's happening, but then we're also seeing some resistance and pushback, which I think is something else that we can look at as positive. I mean, the court has already delayed his thing on birthright citizenship. It's already temporarily stayed.
I did see something
it's like
about
in the
that
courts already
because of like the 14th Amendment. There's something that like blocked his ability to do that. Thankfully.
Yeah, because it's blatantly an unconstitutional thing. I mean, I hate saying that because it sounds like I'm a we the people guy. I am, but not in that way.
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
Yeah. But I mean, that's what we have to see. He also fired all the inspector generals. Did you hear about that?
Yes.
Did you hear what they said?
No, I did not hear what they said, but I did see that he fired the people who are supposed to keep him in line.
He fired all the inspector generals, and they said, we're not leaving because that's not legal. This is the way you have to fire them. And so you're getting a little bit of resistance where people are like, no, we're not going to go anywhere. You can say that, but the law says this. Yeah. And so it's a matter of, is the rule of law going to slow down anything or not?
Is the actual check and balances going to check and balance?
Right.
Which, I mean,
and that's
I don't
the bravery of people saying no and like, no, we're not going to leave.
Mm.
If they just said, okay, we'll leave, then it's like over. But if they say no, this is not the law. The law says this. An executive order doesn't change the law.
Mm-hmm. But man, yeah, he seems to think it does.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, he's not very smart.
No. But I mean, there's just so much. I mean, we pulled out of the Paris Agreement again.
Yeah. He did that last time too.
He did that last like just
it's the same old thing. Yeah,
he's
he did
just
that.
fucking petty.
Yeah, he pulled out of WHO right away.
Why
the
is
World
he being so
Health
petty?
Organization. I don't think anyone ever told him no.
Yeah.
I think he's grown up just never hearing the word no. And so
no, nobody's ever told him no except for his daddy.
He's just a big brat with a lot of power.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear about the order where he said you're about the what genders there are and how he basically the way that it was written is that everybody's a female?
Yes. How they codified everyone to be female. I don't know if you've looked at the whitehouse.gov website. His shit is fucking wild.
It's just full propaganda. It has gone full propaganda.
It's gone really, this is really bad.
Bananas.
This is really bad propaganda. Common sense has been restored to the government. President Trump signs a series of executive orders ensuring the elimination of discriminatory DEI practices and ensuring merit-based hiring. Like, what the? How is that common sense? These motherfuckers.
Yeah, I mean, the good news so like, there's some really smart, scary people that are working with him. But he's not one of them.
Mm-mm.
And so there's also some really stupid people working for him that are doing stuff like they don't understand science, so they'll write the shit like everybody's a woman because they don't understand how to do it. So I mean, we're going to have these blunders and ridiculous things that are stupid.
Yeah.
And then we're going to have very harmful things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like going to be a mix. And I think there's going to be, I don't know.
It's going to be turbulent.
Yep. Like, and it feels like there's a lot of people that are trying to like downplay it.
Well, yeah.
Like really trying to downplay the really like high tension that's happening.
And then to go and try to fucking give the goddamn a third term.
Oh yeah,
a third term.
We can shout out to Tennessee.
A guy from Tennessee, and write it so that it wouldn't affect Obama. It has to be 2 terms that are not consecutive.
What did they write in there? Like any president who's not black?
Unreal.
Yes. Well, they took care of that with the DA. No, it was written that you couldn't do 2 terms in a row and then get a third. But if you had one term and then one term off, you could get a third term.
Unbelievable.
That's the Tennessee for you.
No shit.
So.
God, I hate it here.
Yeah, man. This has been such a beautiful first week of the.
Well, you know, we have only got we're 1 week through. So how many more weeks have we got?
I'm actually working on that right now. 207.
We have 207 weeks of
52 weeks a year times 4 years is 208. We've been through one of them.
Okay, so we've got a week down.
So
that seems so much worse.
Yeah.
No, it's not even a week yet, is it? Tomorrow
is officially the week.
So,
but there's less time until the midterms, and there's also less time until the election than that, because the election happens a couple of weeks before or months before.
True.
Yes, but
and I mean, we could blow up. I mean, did you hear they're going to throw this, like they're going to do a nuclear test? The FBI is talking about it. So I mean, we could be over. It could be. They're doing a nuclear test where they're going to act like there was some kind of nuclear disaster. So who knows what they're doing? I think that might have been planned before he got in office, though.
Yeah. about the midterms, like we are caught in this vicious cycle where we are told to vote blue no matter who, and to vote Democrat because we're not the Republicans. And it's getting old, and people are figuring out that there needs to be some motherfuckers need to step out of the goddamn way, to put it kindly. So it's hard to be hopeful, but there are other ways besides that. I would encourage going out to vote, as much as it contradicts what I just said, but I would encourage that because I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
But we need to check in on our people and be an actual ally. Not the but I'm an ally in quotations. I mean an actual ally, and be an actual friend and make sure that no one is getting harmed.
This is going to sound a little weird, but I mean, the government is a problem no matter who's in the government. And I mean, this is distinctly bad because of the craziness. But the government has lots of problems, and they are always on the side of the big. It's always been a big business, whatever thing. We got to take care, like what you said, Tyler. We got to take care of our here and now, the people around us, the people that need a voice. We can use our privilege, whatever privilege we have, to help those people and to really speak up for them. Not like we used to, but to be in the way. You know, like I may have told this story before, but like when the Black Lives Matter stuff was happening, they would talk to anybody that was white or whatever, and they'd say like, "We're in charge. Don't get in our way. Don't like make it about you. But if they start trying to arrest us, get in front of us because you're white and you're less likely to be killed." And so that's the kind of thing I think we can try to do, is get in between, if we possibly can, through whatever way, the allies, the people that are going to be affected. I think right now it's the immigrants and trans folks. I mean, it's going to trickle down to gay and lesbian and all the other stuff. But right now, I think it's aimed at trans folks and our immigrants.
Yep.
That's the people that are right now in the immediate fire.
Yeah. I don't know. It's one of the few things that, well, I don't know exactly what I'm trying to say, but I do believe in using your white privilege for good. I think if you're a white person, I encourage you to safely observe and monitor police interactions with marginalized groups of people. I have been curious about like the legality of that. Like, I know it's obviously not illegal, but like, for example, I was on my way to work recently and I saw a state trooper had a vehicle pulled over, and I saw that the person driving that vehicle was a black man. And I had like the impulse to just like stop and like pull over. I was able to do so in that moment. It was safe. It was daylight. It was like early afternoon. Like, there was no reason not to. Other than the fact that like I was afraid. And I know that despite
that's scary though.
Yeah, it is, but like if I can become educated on that, and if I am able to understand like what my power is to the extent of the law, like I just want to be able to reaffirm my stance in that moment in a way that encourages the officer to like just ignore me and go about your business.
Right.
So that is something that's been heavily on my mind, is like what kind of information, what can I cite to that officer if they give me a hard time for being present to ensure the safety of like my fellow man? Like what grounds do I have to actually do that? Because I know that there has to be something. I just don't know what.
I mean, ACLU, I think, is a great organization for information like that.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that, Jeff?
ACLU.
ACLU. Okay, gotcha.
Oh yeah, okay.
They've got a lot of stuff out about for people that might be rated. and what your rights are. Like, you don't have to let somebody in your house. They have to have a bench warrant. They can't just do it with a search warrant. There's all these things that they have to do and what you're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
And so those are available on the ACLU website. And they're the ones that they are one of the people that are suing Trump for a lot of things. They sued him about the birthright citizenship thing.
Perfect.
And so they are really good about like their information stuff. And of course they want money too, but
naturally,
they are an organization that is all about the Constitution. They'll support anybody. They defended Rush Limbaugh in the past when they were trying to get some records that they didn't believe should be accessible. So they're all about basically protecting people's rights, no matter who you are.
I think I have a friend who is a transgendered woman, and she has been fighting with the DMV and the Tennessee Department of Transportation, I believe, to when she made the transition. I believe she applied for a new license with her name and obviously her gender there. And I think initially they had permitted it, and then I'm not sure what occurred where they were no longer permitting it.
Right.
And if I'm right, she has like an insane team of lawyers. I think there's like 7 people that are working on her case. It's abundant. And I don't think I'm mistaken. I think she has lawyers or people that participate with ACLU.
Yeah. They're big
her
on transgender cases and like batching cases and discrimination cases. So
so that's a good resource to
keep
in mind.
That is a really good resource, and I'll definitely would like to look more into it.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, knowledge is power.
Even if it's just like if you see someone getting pulled over,
right? What can you do?
I don't think there's any law that's like you can't pull off to the side of the road and be like, "Hey, what's going on here, guys?"
I don't think
pull off behind them like at a distance and just start recording.
And I don't think that there's anything that stops you from doing that. My issue is I don't want to escalate that officer further and potentially cause, just put more tension in the air. And I also don't want the person that I'm there trying to be a witness for, I don't want them to feel more fearful. I don't want them to feel like I'm escalating the situation by being there either. So that's where it just feels really delicate of like, I don't want to be a part of the problem. I want to be a part of the solution.
Mm-hmm.
And, you just don't know. You don't know who you're going to meet, in that uniform.
Right. No, exactly. And like and I mean, this might sound like a silly statement, but like it really just like puts the weight on the thought of like there are really bad people in this world that do want to hurt you and do want to they do want to like cause harm to people that and people who are different than them. So I don't know. It makes me want to go to the gym and it makes me get Sandy a gun so I know how to shoot it and take a gun safety course and like get ready to fight these fucking Nazis because it just seems like they're fucking popping up, and if they're apologizing for one, then they're no better than one. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. This is not negotiable.
No.
Don't try to say
I don't.
Please cut me off.
I think it's a good idea to be. I don't think I want a gun in my house, but
fair enough.
I'm not anti-gun in any way, and I think
it's okay. They're not for everyone.
You have to protect yourself, and you have to be prepared for whatever is coming. Something I think I'm going to find interesting is because of the thing with the churches and the schools and all this stuff that said ICE could go into those now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think those used to be sanctuaries.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be interested to see the civil disobedience. And I think we will see some from ministers that will refuse to let people in.
I have noticed I have noticed more people in is it clergy? Is that like a member of a religious organization? Is it a clergy member? Am
Yeah,
I using
yeah,
that right? Um, but I've seen people in religious power standing up to
yeah.
and it's pretty sweet because it's weeding out the good Christians from
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
the
that lady at
performative
the
Christians.
Episcopalian minister to his face,
I know. She
you
was
know.
so precious. I love her.
And I mean, she puts her life at risk for that. It sounds crazy, but people are crazy, and
Absolutely.
anybody that criticizes Trump gets death threats. So I mean,
Mm-hmm.
she,
Oh yeah, they've
you
already
know,
begun for her. I just saw
yeah,
something a couple, before we jumped on here about her receiving death threats, and
Yep.
it speaks volumes because he hasn't made a statement about it. And it's
right.
like she was good enough to speak at your inauguration, but she's not good enough for you to speak on like the integrity of her life.
Oh, dude, I think he did reply back.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, and he
Okay,
was
He
then
like,
I'm
did.
"This
sorry.
nasty liberal
Yeah,
woman."
nasty woman,
Oh,
nasty
Yeah,
liberal.
that's why she started getting
Yeah,
the fucking death threats.
yeah,
Is because
I
yep.
did not realize
yeah,
that.
he was like,
Because
"This bitch."
he's a child.
Mm-hmm.
I was surprised when I read I'm like, oh, he hasn't said anything, and I think in this article they were saying that
Yeah,
he hadn't said anything like to defend her. I didn't
yeah.
realize that he had even. I mean, I guess I can't
Yeah,
imagine a world where
he
he
attacked
wouldn't
her like he
have.
attacks everybody else
Yeah,
and calls
yeah,
people
of course he
names. It's
did.
just
Mm-hmm.
ridiculous.
Okay, Jesus, he's been. I just it's
He's been a
all I
busy
can
little boy.
all I can hear is John Mulaney and his fucking stand-up
Horse in
bit
the
about the
hospital.
horse in the hospital. That's
Yeah,
all I can think
yeah,
about right now. It's my favorite. I fucking love John Mulaney. And that
I
skit
do
was
too.
just the most poetic shit that man has spoken on. I fucking love that skit. And it
No, I
just is.
agree.
It just is. It is like what horses don't belong in hospitals. Like it's
The
God,
problem with it is that was the first term,
I
and I
know.
think the horse is now rabid.
I know.
The
They've been
horse is
juicing him
the
up.
horse is more dangerous now than it used to
I
be.
know. It's now
But
like
yeah, I agree. It's insane.
it's so hard to keep. I laugh because I'm uncomfortable. It's just
Yeah.
so hard to keep up with everything
Mm-hmm.
with him, and I can't. I mean, as it is incredibly, it's incredibly important to me that I stay as educated as I can be on on this everything on everything that he's doing and everything and all the people that it's affecting, because in using that white privilege, like I feel a responsibility to witness the human experience when it comes to other people's perspectives, obviously like marginalized people. And so it's important that I also have that information to fight for them.
Mm-hmm.
However, I cannot, I can't be on top of it all the time. I would just be so mentally unwell. And I know that that's like such a privilege in and of itself to like not have to constantly be watching the news to figure out like how fucked am I on a scale from 1 to 10, like it doesn't right now what he's doing does not directly impact my day to day, whereas there are so many people that don't have the privilege to
Right,
say that. So it also feels like a privilege to not have to be totally consumed by it, despite
right.
the fact that there will be things and are things against me as a woman, obviously, but like all things considered, he's not super worried about that right now. He's so it's I am I just have the privilege to be able to put it on the back burner and to prioritize my
Yeah,
mental health. And I encourage people to do the same, like stay informed, stay vigilant, you know, uh, stay ready, but like at the same time, like I mean,
Don't let it consume you, and don't let
yeah,
it ruin. Don't.
yeah.
if you can afford to not, there's some people
Even
that
if it's just an hour of it.
Fair enough.
Even if it's just an hour of like, hey, I'm not going to look at the news.
Yeah. I'm not going to listen or watch or think about anything with this shit. Like,
yes, because if you think about it 24/7,
it's just so hopeless.
It's going to kill you.
Yeah.
It's going to kill your spirit.
Yeah. And you need your spirit to keep moving forward.
And I think that's part of it. All this happening so fast, it's like it's meant
divisive.
to confuse and it's meant to upset and confuse and make you feel defeated.
Absolutely.
And
It's so divisive. It's his method.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It really is.
So I think...
Yeah, go ahead, Jeff. I'm sorry.
No. I mean, I think you're right. Like, be aware, be safe and alert, but don't soak in it, because we have good things we can do just in our work and in whatever we do and the way we treat other people and that kind of thing. We don't want to sink in it and give up.
Yes. And I also encourage people to pay attention to independent news sites. Pay attention to news that is not rooted here in America. Listen to people who are able to cite their research in their podcast description, in their YouTube links, like all of those things, like good, bad, or indifferent, however you're feeling about the news. Find an independent source, find someone else's opinion, because it's too confusing. It's delivered at you. It's not something that's presented for you to, like, consider and digest and learn and access and resources. It's just madness and anger and division and confusion and aggression, and it's too crazy for you to even absorb. It's just fucking wild. So find someone with a calm voice and a neutral disposition to be able to deliver what's actually fucking happening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially because most of the social media you're probably using has already been bought out
100%.
by this administration.
100%.
Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, like all
even
the
if
major
it's
ones.
like, and I say that for both sides of things. I say that because when you have any radicalized party, it obviously kind of energizes the opposite end of the spectrum's what's the word?
Like a check and balance?
No. But like when one end of the spectrum has an activated extremist energy, like it's going to also ignite that same response from the other end. So whether it be right or left propaganda, check it. Like, just think freely.
Look at like foreign sources like BBC or something where it's external.
That's what we're using.
It's not internal, because BBC is going to be looking at it from a different lens. Or there's probably other ones. I know there are other sources that are foreign, where they're just looking outside, and so they're not in the melting pot right at the moment, and so you might get a little less insane reporting,
because it doesn't affect their bottom line like it does with our news stations.
I mean, it does a little bit, but not like not like it affects us. And you got I mean, we have no real news sources right now that are... I mean, everybody's slanted somewhere. They all have an agenda in America.
And like, just like as an example of like, if there's been information suppression already happening, have you guys seen stuff where other countries have been doing mass protest about Trump being elected?
No, I didn't see that.
Yes.
Because I mean,
there are countries all over the world, like vastly, like getting kind of shooken up by this, because it's looking a little familiar to them. Like, and I don't, you can say, if you guys want to sit here and say, look, Tyler, are you being an alarmist and very loosely calling someone a Nazi? And I'm here to tell you that I'm not. But I'm looking at the actions. The actions are lining up to a little thing called fascism. People want to say all the time, follow the money. Follow the fucking actions taking place. Like,
and the money. They're all going to the
yes.
same place.
Just call it what it is. Okay. That's what I am doing. This is like, and that is a perfect example of like, your information is going to be compromised. You're going to be fed something that is a lie. We look at 50,000 lies every day, I bet. Try and seek out the truth. Try and be vigilant. Be aware. Help out. Like, and I say this like I'm saying it to myself. Like, I want to help out.
Yeah, because it's hard to not just sit on the couch and let it kick your ass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's tough.
What do you think, Jeff?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm sort of in between where I'm just not sure. It's very bad and it's going to get worse. I don't know how bad it's going to get.
No one knows.
That's the thing I don't know.
Not even the horse.
Because I don't understand the law and I don't understand things. And so as long as the courts do their job and people follow the rule of law, there's a chance that we survive all this.
And if we don't, it's just not our fucking problem anymore.
I mean, if the law or the Constitution only goes as far as people following it. So these attorney general or these whatever they are, them saying I'm not leaving, that's what we have to have.
Yeah.
And then we have to have the courts say, no, you can't do this.
Mm-hmm.
I would have said the Supreme Court would just say, this is the Constitution. You can't overturn birthright citizenship without a constitutional amendment. But I don't trust the Supreme Court anymore. But it would seem like a no-brainer, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's an amendment. So to change an amendment, you have to vote on it and get like all the states to change it. But we're in an interesting time. So I don't know if we can trust that anymore. 5 years, 6 years ago, I would have said, no way you can overturn an amendment by an executive order. But who knows now?
Yeah. I mean, 5, 6 years ago, I probably wouldn't have questioned whether or not a gun instructor was actually left-leaning or trying to collect a database of left-leaning individuals to go after later. But
right.
Here the fuck we are.
Yeah.
Yep. It's scary time, folks, but listen.
Get strong. Get information. Get a gun if it feels safe and it's legal to you.
I mean, do what you need to do to protect yourself and your loved ones.
Yeah.
But also information, find resources.
Yeah.
Find out where you have advocacy. People are not, I mean, the only good thing we can look at from data is that the election was less than 1%. Now in the swing states it was different, but less than 1% different in the popular vote. And so this is not just a small group of people that are upset. It's a large group of people that are upset. And so people are going to handle it in different ways. But this is not like, it was not a mandate. And so that's good news in the sense of there are a lot of people that are upset, a lot of people that are aware, a lot of people that are concerned. And so I think maybe sometimes that can make things change. Maybe.
I think people are
or
ready
we can
to
just go
push
into
back.
fascism.
Or else.
But in the meantime, guys, take your information searching and taking in stride and in increments. Take some time for yourself. Listen to birds sing. This has reached its logical. I'm gonna try that again. Take 2. This has reached its logical conclusion. Do you guys have any final thoughts about the wonderful first week that we have of Trump's presidency and the year of our Lord 2025? Sandy?
If it gets too heavy for you, just remember the Silk Road is now open for business again.
And if there's
if you need a little something, it's going to be available online soon.
No doubt. And if there's a horse loose in the hospital, learn to ride a horse.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
It'll be connected to the government website soon, the White House website.
Oh yeah, I'm seeing it on here. Yep. I see John Mulaney's full bit on here. Guys, thanks for listening. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, email us at everythingistraumatic@gmail.com. And from all of us here at Everything is Dramatic, I'm Tyler.
I'm Sandy.
I'm Jeff.
And as always, take care of yourself.
Need more of our nonsense? Of course you do. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Everything is Traumatic. Everything is Traumatic is hosted by Jeff Snell, Sandy Pickles, and Tyler Broadway. Executive produced by Kenneth Patterson. Edited by Tyler Broadway. Everything is Traumatic should not be taken as professional mental health advice or services. If you or someone you know is having a mental health crisis, please call or text 988, the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.